Well, let's see what the dynamics of speaking truth, number 6, will do. None of them are doing very well, by the way. So, this particular conversation that we're having, all of us together here, has to do with the dream world. And in case you may have a question, something like what dream world or where is the dream world? Hopefully you have that question. It's the world you live in. It's this world. It's this entire thing that we call go to war and go to war and go to war. And fight and argue, kill, rape our women, and then tell them they wanted raped. Got a great friend of mine tells me these women that are raped aren't raped. They let them, Donald Trump style, I guess. He said he never did anything to a woman. They let him. So this world of the dream world has an ever increasing. Let's see if I can. Yeah, there we go. An ever increasing, every year, every generation especially, amount of reasons and justifications and explanations about why we had to go to war, about why we had to kill each other, about why we rape, why we argue, fight, scream, holler. And it keeps getting better and better. The explanations, I mean. Which causes the dream world then to expand, to keep growing and growing and growing. Now, there is a little caveat here in that a dream world can only last for so long before it destroys itself, before it removes itself, or until it awakens from the dream. The dynamic, if you will, that will allow us, knock, 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 to awaken from the dream is the dynamic of speaking truth. And the truth is, we've been living in a dream world for thousands and thousands of years. Even that book that the people talk about, that's the name of it, the Bible. Yeah, the Bible tells us even that we lived in the Garden of Eden, which is creation, intelligence, and truth. And then that damn old snake came down and had all that con man stuff. He's back, by the way. And he had this big red apple. And now look, you have this naked woman with an apple in her hand approach a man and say, "Here, do you want this apple?" Which happened to be the fruit of knowledge. And then the man took the apple instead of the naked woman. So you know it's something wrong with that story. However, we did end up trapped in the fruit of knowledge, and we have been ever producing more and more and more and more fruit of knowledge. Explanation, justification, reasonableness, all of the things that allow us to go from war to war to war to war, allow us to kill, maim, murder, allow us to rape our women, allow us to say, "I'm an American, I'm the best ever," or "we got to make America greater," as if it was ever great, or "it's best to be an Italian," or "the Muslims are all bad and the Christians are all great, and my religion is better than yours because I'm the only one that's going to go to heaven because of the 4,200 different denominations of God belief. The one I'm in that's the one going straight up. You guys, you're going the other direction. I hate to tell you." So, the dynamics of speaking the truth. This is number 6. And By the way, it's what I've been doing in 6 different videos. Actually, if you see the YouTube/user/self-transformation, I think there's something like 300 videos on there, all the way back from 10 or 15 years ago. I've been talking from the dynamic of speaking the truth now for about 43 years since I dropped dead and gave birth to myself, no longer a part of the dream world, except living in it, not of it. So the truth of your world, if you're one of the 7.8972 or 59.5 people alive on planet Earth today, then you are living in a dream world. Dream worlds are worlds filled with belief. They have people who believe things. There's sky fairies, there's heavens, there's hell, there's aliens, there's all the nonsensical idiocy of belief. Belief blocks our natural flow of intelligence. I mean, if there was a God, it means what it means is it blocks that flow of intelligence. By the way, in that same book, it says we're created in the image of God. Well, that guy is a complete, absolute nutcase if that's true. Because look, what they say is we've been at war every 2.5 years since our inception, since the old boy said, "Bup, bup, bup." There you are. And then he grabbed one of our ribs. That guy grabbed one of our ribs and made one of them women. Well, I'm kind of happy he did. So I'm not going to beat that one up. So the absolute, complete necessity for each one of us is simple. We simply need to discover for ourselves that we live in a dream world. This whole thing is a dream world. There's even a guy named, what was his name? Shakespeare, I think. He said the whole world is a play and we all have our role in it. And that's the absolute truth. It's a whole, and unfortunately, in this dream world, it has its core in violence. Now, if you will, just let that rustle around a little bit. If your core, the core of the consciousness from which you live, is violence, that means everything you do is violent. Even you're working against having war. As I said the other day, you can hear the bells off in the distance there. Oh, Russia is rushing to do this, and Ukraine or Huwain or whatever it is, they're doing that. And so we're getting ready to make use of all the bombs and merchandise that we manufacture for wars. We used to manufacture things to win our wars. Now we manufacture wars to utilize our things. What a dream world, huh? The world of dreams. Look, if there's no other dynamic, no other truth that you can look, then look to see, does your world go to war and then to war and then to war? Here in America, we've been Americans for 243 or 244 years, and for 227 of those years, we've been at war. That's, 18 years or 17 years of our entire time of being America, we haven't been at war. However, we were real busy getting ready for war in between them. So here's the final. Let me see how much time I've been using up here. I don't like to. They tell me about this thing called Something about time people can listen. What is that? Anyway. So here's the dynamic that you can use. That's another. This is a universal truth. And this is a dynamic that you could take a look at. I've been a little bit more fortunate because I have failed. By the time I was 36, I'm a little older than 36 now, I had failed at being a son to my parents, being a brother to my sisters, being a cousin to my cousins. I had failed at completely being a businessman to the business community and a factory worker to the factory worker community. I had failed at everything this world puts forth for us to do on that particular day, except for marriage. My marriage was still intact. And then, off she went to the islands to marry another fellow. And on that day, that was, for any of you guys ever hear this thing called the final straw? It doesn't have to be anything huge, although this one was. And that was the straw that broke my back. Complete and total failure I was at everything this world demands, if you will, or requests that you be successful at. I have been a total and complete failure. So that truth, if you will, that I told myself in each of those situations. I told my parents that I was a complete failure. I told my brothers and sisters I was a complete failure to them and to the world that I failed as a... At any rate, I told the truth about it. No excuses, no justifications. I said, I started this business and I bankrupted it. That, indeed, was what you could call the saving of my life. Because I lost my life. I died, if you will. And then...
Would you like to have some?
And then... Hold on, I'll be right there. And then along came Marilyn. Be right there. Then, let's see, where was I? Gave birth to myself, at any rate. It's called what I call now, because of a fellow named J. Krishnamurti. I read a book and he had a couple words for it. He knew about this thing that I'd already experienced. And he said it was either a mutation of our mind or a transformation. And I accepted or utilized to this day now transformation, except I added self in the front of it. And I have a selftransformation.org website that's, I don't know, 10 or 15 years old by now. So I had a direct and personal experience of failing. It was a little bit easier for me, well, if that's what you call easy. Your job then is to see, your perhaps responsibility, 100%, is to see that because you accepted the dynamic, the consciousness that your mother and your father offered you, that they accepted on back thousands of years. For thousands of years we had been in this same dream world of violence. In that moment, you became a total, complete failure. And you still are. And I have bad news. For those of you who are a success in this world, consider. That is, I'm borrowing this from that guy, same guy. It is no measure of success to be successful in a totally insane world. This is a completely failed world and you're a success in it. That means that you are the greater, if you will, contributor to the total incomplete dream world. You are a greater reason the Microsoft guy and the Facebook guy, those ones, and the guy that took off in that thing up in the sky, all those multi-billionaires or a greater reason why this is a dream world that's continuing. So they would have a real tough time admitting that they're a failure. But that's what it takes. The dynamics of speaking the truth starts when you say you are a total failure. The entire life that you're living is a dream. It's a lie, and you are a total liar. And there you have it. From there, if you experiment with this, there's a possibility for transformation, self-transformation, which is the entire death of your ego, all of those things that you develop for yourself to be. Because you are those things because you developed them yourself. Somebody the other day told me, your ego starts in the womb, as if you could speak language or English in the womb. I'm suggesting our egos begin. I'll take another little thing from that one book. In the beginning was the Word. The moment we accepted the Word, we went into the world of knowledge. We ate the fruit of knowledge. And now we're stuck in knowledge, thought, and belief, which is the mirror image of creation, intelligence, and truth. So if you take the weakest of those, it's belief. If you speak into belief the truth, which is you are a failure, you will create the dynamics called creation, from where we can create a new world that has no wars in it, has no raping of women, has no presidents who grab women and do whatever they want to do to them, has no need to worry about Russia and the E-cranes and the I-cranes, nor even the no-cranes. Well, there might be some cranes left around. So if you will, perhaps consider the dynamics of speaking the truth, that you live in a dream world. The dream world is a lie, and you are a liar. I'm supposed to say, I love you now, that way it smooths over all my nastiness. I don't know how I got so nasty just in my few years I've been walking around planet Earth. A perfect life is sent to you each. See ya.